Good evening, guys, and welcome to round number 17 of the Apex Online Championship here with the lads of F6. Round number 17 is the Japanese Grand Prix here at Suzuka. As you can see, we're a fair few minutes into qualifying, and Jacob right now is on provisional pole with a 27.9. Very good lap from Jacob on the super soft tyres. A lot of people opt in for the medium compound tyres. I do believe the one stop is possible from supers to mediums. However, your optimum strategy is probably the soft compound to the medium compound tyre. So I'm expecting times to tumble later in this session as we're on board with the Renault of Don Silva. As he crosses the line, is it an improvement? I don't think so. I think he was just winding down, getting ready for another lap. So at the moment in the championship, the Alfa Romeo Sauber of Sloshy is currently leading the championship by a whopping 85 points, and with very few races left to catch him, he's going to be a tricky one to catch in the championship. But the battle for second is well and truly on, with 3 points separating Don Silva in second and Jacob in third, as we got Nas going on provisional pole now with a 27.4. A great lap from Nas in our Mercedes, as we're starting to see some of the soft compound tyres coming out to play, as James and Danger putting a competitive lap time on the medium compounds of tyre, not to be confused with the medium tyre compound. Now this track is a very momentum swinging track, especially in sector 1. You gotta have the momentum going through that first sector, just carrying the speed through the corners, trying to keep it nice and clean, because it's very easy to run outride and take a little trip into the gravel. I mean, we've seen it happen before, we can see it happen again. Another one to look out for will be the corners known as Degner 1 and Degner 2. They are going to be very tricky to navigate without getting a few warnings for exceeding track limits, especially Degner 1. And of course, we got Spoon Corner leading down to this corner right now as well, on board with Danger 130R, taken flat out in the dry. And this is a very exciting corner, and we could be seeing some overtaking around the outside, maybe down the inside, who knows, but we could be seeing some lovely moves into 130R, and that is going to be exciting to watch. So we covered the Drivers' Championship right now. Sloshy with a 85 point lead to Don Silva, who's in a close battle for second with Jacob. Looking at the Constructors, Sauber, they are 105 points ahead of Red Bull in second. So, you know, the gap is quite big. It's quite big. I mean, if Sloshy and Romata putting a great performance here, it could be championship. Not necessarily decided, but pretty much in the bag, especially in the Drivers' Championship with only a few races to go. Can Sloshy become the F6 Apex Online Championship champion? Time will tell. Let's jump on board with SJH in the Red Bull and the soft compound tyres. He goes through Degner 1 and Degner 2. Traction is going to be crucial out of Degner 2. It's very easy to lose the back end, and also if you're a little bit tentative on traction by here out of the hairpin, you could also lose some time. So it'll be very interesting to see what these guys are going to be able to do, especially those who are on the mediums, set the best lap on the mediums, and what they do when they switch over to the soft compound tyre. As I have a lovely sip of coffee, because you have to have a bit of coffee. So Romata at the moment, he is on a 142, which is well off the pace. Now, as I said, I came into the qualifying session a little bit late, so I did not see what happened as SJH goes across the line with a 29.0. A decent lap time, but there's definitely more time out there on the table. But he does get ahead of the medium compound runners. Only barely ahead of Sloshy though. We're talking 0.08 of a second. So here we are, we're on board with our championship leader. In fact, we're going to go TV pod mode. And we're going to stay on board and go through a lap of the circuit with the championship leader. As he is now on the soft compound tyre. The yellow walls on those tyres. As he comes through the final corner, a little bit of a snap of oversteer. But nothing too outrageous. DRS wide open as he's on the run down to turn 1. A long swooping right-hander. And now this is the momentum that he's got to carry through. This S section gets a little bit wide. It's going to compromise him. Going up the hill. He is not going to be happy with that. It's Sloshy, and I think he's backed out of it. Not entirely sure, but here he goes now through Degner 1. Making sure you don't take too much of that curb and staying off the curb through Degner 2. As we are now on the run down to the hairpin, which is very tricky also to... It's tricky to get the stopping power for that corner. Because as you're coming through, there is a little bit of a kink. A little bit of a right hand corner. And if you start braking and you're turning at the same time, it can mean disastrous as we go through Spoon corner on the run. Down now, flat out on the run to 130R. As he is slowing down to that Jacob through who is on a flying lap. As I said, I think Sloshy did back out that lap as we go through 130R. Usually take him flat out as we break down into the hairpin. And round the final corner. DRS wide open. And there we go. Across the line. As Jacob now returns the favour and gets out of the way of Sloshy as he is on another flying lap. We're going to stay on board for this flying lap. We're going to see how he does. That's much better through turn 1 and 2. As he gets a little bit wide up the top of the hill. It is very tricky to get through that first sector. As Sloshy is once again backed up. We're going to go on board with the guy he's just lapped through. Don Silva. As he goes in to the hairpin. Gets a traction down. So at the moment we got Nas on provisional pole as we got 5 seconds left of the session. I didn't even know it was the end of the session. So that is Sloshy's session over. He will be on the medium compound tyre, but who's going to get a pole? As Rich crosses the line in 8th place, can Dale or Don Silva do anything about that? As Don Silva comes through the final corner, let's go back to broadcast mode and see as he comes over the line. It's a 127.8, good enough to get him up into P4 now. Here we go. Is Jacob? He's just come through 130R into the final chicane. But he does peel off into the pits. What will Nas do? Will he improve on his time? Yes, he does. He gains an extra 10th. And Ivan in the Ferrari pops up into second with a 27.5. As James goes on to pole with a 27.2. Can anyone else get involved? What about Romata and Dangur? So I do believe Dangur is coming around the final corner right now. He's peeled off into the pits. Now, Romata. As Aero Specialist puts in a 28.3, which gets him up to 11th. Romata peels off into the pits. So there we go. We got the McLaren of James on pole position here at round number 17 at the Japanese Grand Prix at Suzuka. And it's going to be a very exciting race. We got very fast drivers towards the back of the grid in Sloshy, Vallicello, SJH, all outside the top 10. Infinities as well. Very fast drivers. Bullet, he is also a fast driver. A bit inconsistent though this season, but he definitely does have some pace about him. So, here is the order of the championship right now. Sorry, not the championship, the grid. James on pole, Nas in second, Ivan third, Jacob fourth, Sneaky Ninja fifth, Don Silva in sixth, making it all Renault third row, Dale in seventh, Romata eighth, Dangur in ninth, Rich 10th, Aero Specialist in 11th, Becken in 12th, Stern 13th, SJH 14th, Sloshy 15th, Vallicello 16th, Bullet 17th, Richman in 18th, and at the back of the grid we got Infinities in 19th. 19 drivers on the grid getting ready to go to 5 red lights as soon as they do their formation laps. And I am excited for this one. The Japanese Grand Prix, one of my favourite circuits on the F1 calendar. Also one of my favourites to race around as well. As Dangur has left the session. Oh no. And Nas has joined the session. What's going on? Can Dangur get back in time? We hope so, we hope so. And Dangur has joined back, yes. Thank you, racing gods. I believe that is what Dangur would be saying right now. As we are waiting for players to get started. We might actually have a bit of a buggy lobby by here. Let me just check the chat on stream, see if any of the racers have put anything in there about what's going on. Nothing yet. But we haven't even got a tick for anyone. What is going on right now? Oh, there we go. We got ticks. We got ticks coming in from Bullet, Infinities, Jacob, Beck, and Romata. Here we go. We're starting to get a few ticks in. I thought for a second we had a dodgy lobby, but it's all good. It's all good. So, as we go now on their formation lap, 27 laps ahead for these guys, and it's going to be 27 laps of intense racing. In fact, the Japanese Grand Prix is such a favourite of mine. It's actually where I got my best result last season in F7, finishing second, getting the podium, battling for first for most of the Grand Prix. So I do enjoy this circuit, and that was intermediate conditions. We are far from intermediate conditions right here. The sun is out, the skies are blue, and it's perfect, optimum conditions for racing. So let's have a little look and see what tyres everyone has opted for. So all those in the top 10 have no choice of compound of tyres. But outside the top 10, Aero Specialist, Beacon, Stern, SJH, Vallicello and Bullet opting for the soft compound tyres, as Sloshy, Richmond and Infinities opts for the medium compound tyre, looking to go very far with this first stint. As James is setting the pace on this formation lap as he comes through the final chicanes, and they will be rejoining very soon, and we will get this race underway. So McLaren, Mercedes, Ferrari, Red Bull, Renault. It's nice to see a mixture of cars at the front of the grid. Hopefully we get that in the real life Grand Prix, which of course we are in pre-season at the moment, as we are now waiting for 5 red lights. Here they come, 3, 4, 5 lights out, and we are underway. As that is an awful camera angle from the broadcast, but James gets off the line brilliantly as Jacob gets alongside Ivan. This could be a oh my god, there's contact between Ivan and Jacob. Jacob has spun it. Jacob has spun it. He's gone all the way down to the back into 17th for Dangu and Nas. I don't know where they are, but apparently I can't view them. Maybe they did not get back in time to join back at the beginning of the formation lap. I'm not sure. But there we go, straight off the mark. A little bit of controversy. Position changes, let's have a look. So Jacob lost 13 places, and I think Danger and Nas were unable to get back into their cars, which is a shame, because the two of them could have put in a very good performance here today. But Jacob losing 13 places off the start with that collision with Ivan into turn 1. So who is the big winner at the moment? Romata getting up 5 places up into P3. He's already on the podium. Is a sober man. As we got Beacon gaining 4 places, just getting past Aero Specialist, who is actually falling to the clutches of SJH as he goes around the outside, down the inside. Very lovely going side by side through sector 1. You'll love to see this. And Aero Specialist just manages to keep the momentum going to get down the inside just before the run up at the top of the hill as we go through Degner 1. Sloshy gained 3 places off the start as well in those medium compounds. Interesting to note. And Infinities gets up 5 places, but that is because of Danger and Nas not being able to get into their car. And what's happened to Bullet? It looks like Bullet has just dropped all the way back as yes, he has made a pit stop. Maybe he was caught up in Jacob's spin. I am not sure, but he has chucked on the medium compound tyres. So we're going to see how far into the Grand Prix he can take them. As we got Romata all over the back of Ivan for second place. Is this going to be a move into turn one? Terrible camera angle broadcast. We want to see the move. Unable to get the move into turn one. But here we go as we go through the S curves. The S section, such a beautiful sequence of corners. If you hook it up, it can gain you a lot of time. And Diagonal 1, you don't want to be hitting the curbs too often because they can punish you. As he breaks down into the hairpin. As we are now on the run down to Spoon. And it'll be interesting to see the slipstream effect that Romata is going to have on Ivan. And it's a lovely line through Spoon. And here we go. Overtake mode. As he just dropped it back down to high. But he will have slipstream. No move being made yet. Oh, sorry, yep. Ivan went deep into the final chicane, and Romata able to nip it down the inside, around the outside, and down the inside of the final corner, and he is up into second place. And with DRS as well, he should be able to just swiftly get ahead as Sneaky Ninja gets past his teammate Don Silva. So we got a bit of a Renault civil war here with a Haas all over the back end of him. So this will be interesting to see as Aero Specialist now has settled into this race right on the back of the Mercedes of Becken. And our championship leader is now up to 10th place on those medium compound tyres. So this will be interesting. How far off the leader is he right now? He is only 5 seconds off the leader. So this could be crucial for Sloshy to keep pace with these super soft runners and these soft compound runners, because eventually the super soft tyres will wear out. In fact, I do believe that they last about 7 laps, I think, if I'm not mistaken. At the high end, 7 laps, I'm not sure. It's been a while since I've actually done a full 50% Grand Prix around Suzuka. And it's been a very long time as well since I've actually pushed flat out like these guys are doing. And we got Becken and Rich side by side, and there's a little bit of, oh my god, Sneaky Ninja is out, but I was just about to say there's a bit of carbon fibre coming off. I do believe that was from Aero Specialist. As we got yellow flags in Sector 1 and 2. Sector 1 and 3. And that's unfortunate for Sneaky Ninja. Don Silva is all the way down in 14th. Did the Renaults collide? As Don Silva goes straight off. He's got no front wing. Oh, this is going to be a long lap for Don Silva. And Vallicello has already come into the pit strapped on a set of medium compound tyres, and he is now chasing after Bullet. So we are now coming into the pit stop window for the super soft tyres, and I do believe we'll see a couple of people into the pit this lap. And James who was in the lead. He's dropped all the way down to 11th. What's happened to James? We were too busy looking at Beck and going down the inside of Rich, and here they are side by side through 130R. As Infinities gets a 3-second time penalty. We were too busy looking at this battle and what happened with Aero Specialist, who got a little bit of front wing damage, I do believe. But here we go, Ivan into the pits as Rich and Dale continue on. And Sloshy up into P4, so he's done well to avoid all the incidents. But yeah, we saw a little bit of carbon fibre come off Aero Specialist's car, and as you can see, he has lost a little bit of front wing on that left side of the front wing. The left hand end plate has disappeared. So it's going to be a long first stint for Aero Specialist, coping with that slight front wing damage, especially through Sector 1. But we were busy looking at that battle. We did not see what happened with James, and we did not see what happened with Don Silva and his teammate Sneaky Ninja. Were they all involved in the same collision, I wonder? But James now, he's made his pit stop. He is down in 15th place, and it is a long way off where he wants to be. And Ivan is actually up in the 12th now after making his pit stop. Infinity's 11th. And here we go again, Sloshy getting involved. Having a bit of a battle with Beck, and ladies and gentlemen, it's too wide into turn 1. I was going to say it was almost 3 wide, but Dale did not choose to get his nose in there. But ladies and gentlemen, we are seeing moves left, right and centre, and we're only on lap 7 of 27. We got 20 more laps of this, and I can't wait. So with that bit of controversy at the start, with Danger and Nas not being able to join back into their cars, also with Sneaky Ninja retiring from the Grand Prix, with James and Don Silva being caught out somewhere and losing a heap of time. This race has really just opened up right now for the Alfa Romeo Sauber of Sloshy and his teammate Romata. Now I do believe Sloshy will inherit P2, yes he will, as the final of the super soft runners are coming into the pits, apart from Jacob, who I believe will be coming in also. Yes he does, as the medium compound tyres are going on those cars. Now you should be able to get to the end of the race on the medium compound tyre. They are a very durable tyre compound on this circuit, depending on how much you take out of them each lap. And now Sloshy with nothing but clear air. Beckon just outside of a second behind him. He can now chase after his teammate in first place. I accidentally... My voice just broke then. Sorry, he's chasing after his teammate in first place, Romata, who is 7.8 seconds up the road. Only soft compound tyre, but eventually the mediums will become the quicker compounder tyre. As we got the Force India of Stern within DRS of the Red Bull of SJH. Is he going to have a run into turn 1? I think he's a little bit too far back. Yes, he is. So no move for the Force India here just yet. I'm not gonna lie, it's so nice to actually call this car a Force India instead of using their new name. I believe it's a Sport Pisa Racing Point, which is too much. It's too much. I don't like that name. But we're gonna stick on board with Stern, see if he can get a run out of Spoon, but he appears to be losing a bit of time. And we see a closer battle further down the grid, as we got Vallicello under pressure from Aero Specialist. This is a battle for P11 as Romata sets a new fastest lap of the Grand Prix. But he appears to have lost a bit of time as Vallicello goes wide in Spoon and almost gets overtaken by Aero Specialist, who should have the better run on the run down to 130R. And is he going to make a move into the hairpin? Nope, he thinks twice. It's not even the hairpin, it's the chicane. I do apologise. But here we go. And Vallicello's clipped the pit wall. He's clipped the pit wall, he's spun around. Vallicello, what are you doing? Vallicello has been disqualified. I would say I'm surprised, but it looked like he was trying to reverse up the track to try and get into the pits, and that's just not going to work, mate. But Vallicello has been disqualified from the session, so Aero Specialist gets up into 11th relatively easy in the end. As Romata is now coming into the pits off those soft compound tyres. So we're going to see Sloshy take the lead of the Grand Prix. And a fresh set of mediums going on that Sauber of Romata. A shame that Danger and Nas unable to get into their cars, because you know they would have enjoyed racing here today, as we got Aero Specialist setting a new fastest lap, chasing down the Haas of Dale, chasing down 1 championship point. And Vallicello has left the session and Dale has spun it. He has lost it in the S section, and both of the McLarens almost joined him as James and Bullet have a little bit of a battle through the S's. And James gets the better of his teammate. James on 4-lap fresher medium compound tyres, looking to make up for the mistake that he done earlier in the Grand Prix. So Sloshy crossing the line to start lap 12 of 27. The gap is 3.8 seconds to second place Beckon in the Mercedes. A Stern got a 5-second stop-go penalty for speeding in the pit lane, and Infinities has retired. Did he hit the pit wall? He must have done. He must have hit the pit wall. Oh no! What has happened? I just saw Stern get a 5-second stop-go penalty, and now he's out of the race. What has happened by here? I believe we might have just had another pit lane glitch on this game, which might have just completely done Stern over. I'm not sure what happened to Infinities. Maybe the same glitch happened, but I'm not sure why the Force Indias would be double stacking. So Beckon into the pits on P2, SJH right behind them. So Romata will retake second place in this Grand Prix as he sets a new fastest lap. Romata is on fire right now, 13.3 seconds to Sloshy in first, who is yet to make a pit stop, going long on those medium compound tyres, and Richman also going long on mediums up into P3 right now. But he does have Rich right behind him, Rich 500 of the Williams. So we could see a battle of the two Riches very soon. Haas Rich versus William Rich. So far in this Grand Prix we have lost 6 people. We have lost Nas and Dangur, who unfortunately were unable to rejoin back into the lobby to get into their cars to start this race. We lost Sneaky Ninja, who lost it on the pit straight. I do believe he must have hit the bump on the final corner and just lost the back end. Easily done. We lost Valacello, who was disqualified for reversing up the track. And we lost Stern, who I believe must have had a pit lane glitch kind of crash. And Infinities, I'm not sure what happened to Infinities, but he too is out of this Grand Prix as well. So Sloshy leading the way on lap 14 or 27 as we got Beckon getting past Richmond round the outside, down the inside of the first Deckner. Ivan right there as well, looking for an opportunity. According to the visual, it says he's on the soft compound tyre. According to the indicators of tyres, it says he's on the mediums. The tyre graphics are saying he's on mediums, but what I'm seeing with my eyes is that he's on softs. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure what tyre he is on. As here he goes down the inside into 130R. The Haas and Ferrari side by side, and job done for Ivan. Although I do think Richmond will feel a little disheartened about that. It didn't look like Ivan was going to leave him much room on the outside. But 130R is very tricky to go side by side. Especially if you both want to keep your foot flat to the ground and carry as much speed through there as possible. So Beck is up to 4th, Ivan is up to 5th, Rich 500 is up to 3rd, and Romata in 2nd. Sloshy at the moment leading the way on lap 15, but is yet to pit, and Richmond down in 6th, also yet to pit, and he is under pressure from the Red Bull of SJH, and not far behind is the Toro Rosso of Aero Specialist. Jacob is a little bit further back, and James looking to regroup and try to put in a decent performance after what happened earlier in the Grand Prix. We did not see what happened, but I can only assume that he lost the car somewhere. At the moment he's in the points, so it's a good bounce back. As Sloshy is now into the pits onto a set of soft compound tyres, and SJH does get past Richmond. Will Richmond come into the pits? No, he continues on for another lap. So this will be interesting to see now, because Aero Specialist should have the grip advantage. He should have the pace advantage, because those mediums have got to be, they've got to be fairly worn by now. 15 laps into it, Sloshy, the race leader, has chucked on a set of soft compound tyres, and he's looking to hunt down his teammate in the other Alfa Romeo Sauber. It'll be interesting to find out what happens to Stern Infinities. James as well, it'll be interesting to find out what happened to him, and the Don Silva. Also Sneaky Ninja as well, as Dan Gurr has left the session. As Aero Specialist does get past Richmond as they come through the final chicane. Will Richmond pull into the pits? Yes, he does. He peels off. Will this be a set of soft compound tyres? Surely it has to be. And yes, it is. The yellow walled soft compound tyres are coming on, and there's a new front wing coming onto that car as well, so he must have had a bit of damage somewhere. So that's going to bring Richmond out in 12th place, a long way behind Bullet in 11th, who is on the back of Dale for that final points paying position. So from P9 down to P12 we got a checkerboard of McLaren Haas. And we also have a Red Bull sandwich with a Toro Rosso filling from 6th down to 8th. Excuse me. We've also got a Alfa Romeo Sauber front running pack right now, as Sloshy sets a new fastest lap on those soft compound tyres. The gap is coming down. Now we're going to see not only if Sloshy can close up to Romata, can he pass Romata? Time will tell. Also, Rich, will he be able to hold on to third? It'll be a fantastic result for him if he does. But Beck, 5 lap fresher. Mediums will be in the hunt, and Ivan in that Ferrari will be looking to pounce. as we got SJH under pressure from Aero Specialist. In fact, let's go on TV cam and let's see what Aero Specialist can do. He's got plenty of ERS, a little bit more than SJH. Also, we got Ivan closing up to Beck through Spoon. We're going to see how much he can close up by on the run down to 130R. Flat out. Yes, 100% flat out. Closing up under braking as he goes through the final corner. DRS wide open. We go back to broadcast camera. So Ivan, he is sticking with Beck and quite good, as Bullock's got a 3-second time penalty. But he's also coming to the pits for a second pit stop. So we've got two battles going on right now. Ivan, who's all over the back of Becken, and Aero Specialist, who is all over the back of SJH. So we're going to stick on board with this battle for 4th place between Becken and Ivan. As here he goes now into the slipstream. Will he move out the slipstream to go down the inside? Yes, he does. And it's job done into 130R, but Becken will be able to come back with DRS into turn 1. Also, we got to look behind as well. Aero Specialist getting very close to SJH, but will Becken be able to do anything into turn 1? I don't think so, but here goes Aero Specialist. He's going to go around the outside. No, he's going to go clean past him before they even break into turn 1. Job done for Aero Specialist. Now we can try and catch up to these guys up ahead, as Ivan looks to have better pace right now compared to Becken, who has really dropped off a little bit compared to what he should be right now. He was very close to Rich at one point, and the gap between them now is about 3 seconds. So we're going to see if Rich 500 in our Williams can hold on. Can Ivan close up? Will Becken come back at Ivan and Rich towards the end of the Grand Prix? Aero Specialist now, who has got past SJH, but SJH is on fresher medium tyres and could come back at him at the end of the race. And Romata 7.6 seconds ahead of his teammate. The gap is coming down, but I don't think it's coming down fast enough, and eventually both of those tyres will start to feel the strain. Although I do believe Romata will be in a slightly better position because the mediums are a bit more durable than the soft compound tyres, though both of them should be able to get to the end of the Grand Prix with no worries whatsoever. So SJH just staying with Aero Specialist at the moment, just outside the DRS. A nice run through the S's can actually close him up a bit as they go into Decna 1 and through Decna 2, as SJH gets a 3-second time penalty. That's not good. Aero Specialist will have that information being told to him by now from Jeff, the engineer. who is a colossal pain in the backside. I think we can all agree that Jeff is that kind of pain. But sometimes he does come up with some decent information, and I'm sure AOR Specialist now will have that information. No need to worry about the car behind. He has a time penalty. Sloshy is still closing the gap, but I don't think it's enough. And it looks like things are spaced out a little bit. SJH is just dropping off from AOR Specialist, and Beck is dropping off from Ivan. As Ivan goes off, I'm pretty sure I just saw that. I'm pretty sure I just saw Ivan go off. So we have got a bit of lag as Richmond gets a 5-second stop-go penalty for speeding in the pit lane. That is not good for Richmond. Who has rejoined in last place. So here we go. Becken is now within a second of Ivan. Rich 500 is just up the road. We could have a three-way scrap for the final spot on the podium potentially. And that is something to think about. It's something to anticipate. It's something to get your taste buds going. And we are hoping to see a nice three-way scrap for third place, currently held by the Williams driver of Rich 500, as the Ferrari of Ivan is trying to close up, and Beck in the Mercedes is also trying to close up. AOR Specialist not actually that far behind. If he keeps up the pace, he could be on the back of Beck towards the end of the Grand Prix, maybe. As Rich 500 gets a 3-second time penalty, that is not going to help him, but he has made a mistake in the Degner 2, and here goes Ivan, who has lost a bit of front wing lock up into the hairpin. So Ivan does have a little bit of damage. We did see a bit of front wing, bit of carbon fibre fly off of Ivan's front wing, so it might be a case now where Rich might be able to pull away from Ivan, but he needs Ivan to really battle with Beck right now. As that front wing of Ivan's is going to hurt him in Sector 1. But he's stuck with Rich. He's going to have DRS. And so is Beck. So here we go. The slipstream is on. Ivan with very little ERS. Beck, not a huge amount of ERS. And Rich actually with the most amount of ERS out of the lot of them. And now should be able to pull away from Ivan in Sector 1. With that front wing damage, Ivan is not going to be able to keep up, and he will be under pressure from Becken at the end of the sector. As here they go side by side into Degner 1. Ooh, and Becken breaks early to allow Ivan to just maintain the gap for the time being. So the more these two fight, the better it is for Rich, who is 2 seconds clear of Ivan right now, and he needs 3 seconds. I think Ivan also has a 3-second time penalty, but I don't think Becken does. So he needs Ivan to absolutely park the bus. And AOR Specialist is closing up as well. There he is in the background. The Toro Rosso is coming into play as Bullet is very close to Don Silva, but sorry lads, it's not the top. It's not the top flight at the moment. I wish I could go ahead and check your battling, but right now we got Beck getting past Ivan for P4. Now we can have a little look at this battle between the Renault and the McLaren as they go through 130R. Don Silva has been on those medium compound tyres for 18 laps, even though the screen is flickering back and forth between mediums and softs. And Bullet will have DRS, he will have the fresher tyres, he will have the faster compounder tyres. And here he goes around the outside for turn 1. And job done for the McLaren driver. Though he does get on the grass slightly, will that compromise him at any point through this S section of sector 1? No, he's able to maintain it. And here we go, Aero Specialist now all over the back of Ivan. That front wing damage is hindering Ivan like no tomorrow. Interesting point that Aero Specialist does have a lot more ERS than these guys, and Beck has already got a 2-second lead to Ivan just in that one lap, as we are on lap 26 of 27. Aero Specialist being patient, but will he make a move? I mean, Ivan has just lost a second to Beckham in that first sector alone. So it's really slowing Aero Specialist up as Jacob gets a 3-second time penalty. And SJH is also closing in on Aero Specialist and Ivan. In fact, SJH could be, technically, after penalties applied, could be ahead of Ivan. I think Ivan does have 2 3-second time penalties, and SJH, I believe, only has the 1. But here goes Aero Specialist now, looking to go down the inside of 130R, but that Ferrari has some straight line speed as Richmond gets a 3-second time penalty. Although I think Richmond is just going for fastest lap of the Grand Prix now. And here we go, DRS open, we're on to the final lap of the Grand Prix. Can Aero Specialist get past Ivan? Come back, keep it clean and claim the podium, because Richmond does have a 3-second time penalty. Sloshy unable to catch up to Romata, who is on the run down to Spoon Corner as Richmond has given up on the race and has retired. Yellow flags in sector 3 right now as Romata. We're going to stay on board with Romata right now because he is coming towards the end of this race through 130R. Through the chicane around the final corner, and Romata takes victory here at Suzuka for round number 17. It's going to be a sober 1-2 with Sloshy getting second, and Romata did have a penalty in the end. Now Rich will finish on track in 3rd place, but I do believe that he'll drop behind Beck thanks to a penalty. And yes, Becken gets promoted up to the final spot of the podium. And Aero Specialist and Ivan have collided SJH gets up into 5th. AOR Specialist comes home in 6th. Jacob in 7th. Ivan gets dropped down to 9th as James gets up into 8th. And Dale will cross the line to claim the final point here at Suzuka, as we are just waiting for Bullet and Don Silva, the final two, to cross the line, and Bullet will claim 11th. Don Silva will finish 12th, and that's going to hurt Don Silva in the battle for 2nd place in the championship. So there we go, a Sauber 1-2 once again, and I do believe that has just made catching Alfa Romeo in the Constructors nigh on impossible. I don't think mathematically it's over yet, but it's damn sure close to mathematically over. So there we go, this is your final race results. Romata wins here in Suzuka. Sloshy, his teammate, is a 1-2 for Alfa Romeo Sauber in 2nd place. And we got Becken on the final step of the podium in the Mercedes in 3rd. Rich 500 comes on for an impressive 4th place. SJH comes on in 5th. AOR Specialist, he's going to be gutted that he did not get 5th. Well, he's going to be gutted that he didn't get 5th place, but he comes home in 6th. Jacob comes home in 7th. James in 8th. Ivan down in 9th after making contact with AOR Specialist on the final lap, slowing them both down. And Ivan lost so much time that he ended up finishing down in 9th. And of course, we have Dale in 10th place, claiming that final point for Haas. And what a fantastic race we had here today at Suzuka. The next race, I do believe, is the USA Grand Prix, so make sure you guys tune in for that, for round 18 of the season. I have been your commentator, IvorBrynMike, and I will catch you for round 18. Hope you all have a great day. Don't forget to drop a like down, show support for your favourite driver, and we'll catch you next time.